Hey guys, Ken with Provectus Group. I have something so exciting to show you today. We're kicking off 2025 with a bang, baby. I'm telling you, I do not get that excited anymore. I've done so many reviews on so much stuff, okay? Wide gamut of things from firearms to you name it. Anything to do with protection, safety, all that kind of stuff. But it's rare that I get something that solves a huge problem. And it's actually something that's affordable and it works and you can buy it and you can probably install it yourself. Stay tuned. This is finna get crazy. Oh man, I'm excited about this, literally. Welcome back. Like I said, this is gonna get crazy. I got chill bumps right now. This is exciting because not only can we solve a problem at the house, like this is something that can solve a problem at the house where we expect to be safe and secure within our things. We can let our guard down, let your hair down and relax, spend time with your family. You don't have to deal with all the riffraff and the craziness that's happening out in these streets. I've got something for you for that, for residential, and this can even solve a huge problem when we're talking about active shooters. Without any further ado, we've got to get into this. I have teamed up with Flip Lok. Never heard of these people prior to, but you gonna know about them now. I definitely know about them. They sent me a special care package. This video is absolutely sponsored by Flip Lok, and I am so excited about this partnership because of the potential. It's clear that it solves a huge problem, but it's affordable, meaning you have access to it and you can put it in. It only takes a couple minutes. I know I'm talking too much. I'm just real excited. Let me open this. I've purposely really not looked into this until right now. Oh boy. You could tell I ain't even opened it yet. You heard that little pop, you know, and I hit it with an X-Acto. Okay, opening it up. First little, all right, we got something right here in this bubble wrap. It's kind of big. I think this is that. Okay, yeah, this is the demo piece that they made so I can show it. Let me set that to the side. Okay, next thing, boom. This is silver. Now here's what's cool about these. They come in different colors, a black, a silver, and like a brown or bronze type color. So I don't know what this is. It says silver on it. Set that there. Man, this is, man. Oh crap. Something else, another Flip Lok something. It's also in silver. Oh, we got more down here. Okay. Oh, this is bigger. Okay, I see. So this is an outward commercial. Oh, snap. Going big already. Okay, we're going to start with this one here. This is from Flip Lok, and this is the residential version. You're going to have two different versions, remember. A residential version, and then you're going to have a commercial version. Residential is obviously designed for your house. Commercial is designed for your business, schools especially. But within both of those, whether you're talking about residential or commercial, you're going to have two different types, inward swinging and an outward swinging. And what that's referring to is how your door swings and if you're coming in from outside of the house. So when you come into your front door from outside of the house, if it swings inward, that means it's an inward swinging. If it swings out towards you, that's an outward swinging. So let's take a look at this bad boy. We open it up and we see a message from the founder. It says, as a mother, I want to thank you for being a part of my mission to save lives. From the bottom of my heart, Anna Rieger, founder of Flip Lok. We're going to remove this, and then we see an installation guide, and this is one of those installation guides that you can scan with your phone so that you can install this. Speaking of installing, this does look like something that's going to be very simple to install. And what I love about that is when it's low cost, meaning you could afford it, you can buy it. Then when you get it, it's easy to install, where you could probably install this with hand tools. Man, that's just a win. If you're not having to get a contractor and spend all that money, shoot, let's go, you know? All right, so then it looks like we have a little disclaimer card here. It's telling you, it wants you to make sure you read these directions before you go to install it. Set that to the side. We have our Flip Lok instruction manual after that. And man, I see the Flip Lok. Man, here it is here. Let's take it out. Oh yeah, that feels good. And then we've got, looks like some blue Loctite. What else? Let me see here. We got something else in here. Oh, it looks like a shorter one. Maybe if your door jamb isn't as deep. Looks like some spacers of some sort. We got 1, 2, 3 spacers, and you can see a different height in those spacers there. Looks like the skinniest, medium, and the thickest one. Also have this little pad here, and it looks like it's gonna go along with your spacer, and it's probably whatever this is gonna mount to. When you put this on, it's gonna keep it from chafing it or putting any marks. Looks like we've got some decently long screws. They look like a minimum of 2-inch screws. I would have loved to see 3-inch. Well, actually, this looks like a pretty serious bolt here. Let me see if there's another one in here. Yes, there is. Way to go, Flip Lok. Let me explain something to you guys. You know, and this is from my experience on SWAT teams and learning how to breach buildings. When I knew they were sending this to me, is I'm like, what are the size of the screws? Because when you look at just the size of the screws, that makes a huge difference. Because when you're talking about a door, whether it's exterior or an interior door, you have a door frame that's going all the way around it. On the other side of that door frame, there's generally a gap between the door frame of the door and the actual framing of the wall where they created the opening for that door to go there. Now, there'll be a gap. Sometimes it could be a gap of like 1 inch, 2 inch, just depends on how good your builder was. But after that gap, you're going to have usually 2 to 3 2x4s that are sandwiched together. Now, those 2 to 3 2x4s that are sandwiched together are very strong, structurally are very strong. So what we want to do is we want to remove bolts or the screws that are like 1 inch, 1.5 inches that are truly only designed to attach the striker or whatever it is that you're attaching to the actual door frame. They're not long enough to actually get past the door frame and then into those sandwich 2x4s that are structurally strong. That's the reason why you need the longer bolts or screws like this. It works wonders. It allows this screw to sink into those 2x4s, and now you're actually tapping into the structural integrity of the door, and that's what's going to make it super hard for a bad guy to kick in that door. So enough of that history lesson. I want to explain to you guys, yeah, I was in law enforcement and firefighting. Both of those jobs, you are required to learn how to breach, especially firefighting. I had to know how to breach in doors, garage doors, interior doors, exterior doors, including knowing how to breach through a wall. So if I was trapped somewhere, you would do one of 2 moves. One was called the Denver dive, is one of my favorites, where you're actually breaching through the wall and you're actually snaking through the 2x4s in the wall so I can get out of a room, or if I've got to get out of the room and get a patient that I've rescued out. So I have a lot of experience when it comes to fortification and how to breach that. And I gained that through professional experience as a fireman and as a police officer. So, okay guys, so how does this actually work? What I love about it is that it doesn't require any batteries, no electricity, not even really any maintenance. And it's kind of inconspicuous, especially if you get, you know, they have 3 different colors. So you can pick a color that's close to your interior door frame color. So you really don't really notice it any. This is basically how you're going to have the Flip Lok stage. It's free swinging and it's very easy to swing. So At nighttime, what I plan on doing, obviously, hopefully we're locking our doors every single day and all day. But at nighttime, especially before me and my family go to bed, I like to do a quick check, perimeter check. Are all the doors locked? So I'm going to obviously make sure that my handle and the deadbolt is locked. But now, once I have these installed, I'll just come up, flip it right on over. Oop, my finger was in the way. Let's do that again. Move my finger back. So I'm just going to come up, flip it over, and you see it flipped all the way over 180 degrees. And then once it reached that 180 degrees, it went down where it locks. Let me show you again. Come up and go over. So if you want to activate this, you just literally flipping it over to here, and then it sinks down into that lock position. Once it's in that position, it will not come back this direction until you go up and over. So I really, really like this. And it seems that it works pretty easily, meaning you could come up and flip it quickly in an emergency, because, in emergencies, we're not that precise. So I really like this. It's a very, very simple design, and it looks like it's very, very effective. Now, I do want to tell you guys a couple of the stats. We got to go through their features. Let's see if they making some crazy claims here. First thing it says, it's 10 times stronger than a deadbolt. Says tests prove that Flip Lok Residential withstands 1,670 pounds of pressure, while Flip Lok Commercial withstands 2,090 pounds of pressure. In comparison, a grade 1, which is your most secure deadbolt, has a rated strength of just 100 pounds of pressure. That's crazy. With Flip Lok, my camera person is shaking their head. With Flip Lok, it would take the most powerful intruder over about 1,300 kicks to begin to wear down the lock. Also protects against entry from those with spare or a spare key. So, and that's really cool. Even somebody has a spare key to your house, they're still going to have a hard time getting in with this installed. So, 10 times stronger than a deadbolt. Yes, that is true. Grade 1 deadbolts are rated at a minimum of 100 pounds of pressure in order to be rated as a grade 1 deadbolt. Speaking of deadbolts, that's usually the failure point. So when the failure point is the door frame, because it's so thin. Usually the wood that's encompassing your door frame is very, very thin, very soft. It's really just decorative and not so much structural. So when I would go to calls, when I would go to breaking and entering calls, burglary calls, when I would get there, we'll make sure everybody's okay. We're taking pictures, all this stuff, what was stolen, how'd they get in. And when you go to the front door, the door that they use to get into the house, very, very often you would see that the deadbolt was still activated, meaning the person left the house and they locked the house securely like they were supposed to, and the deadbolt's still out. So the deadbolt didn't fail. It was the door frame that failed. And what's happening is when someone kicks that door, or if it's a SWAT team and they're using a battering ram or something like that, what we're doing is all the energy that we're generating, whether we're swinging a ram or kicking with our foot, all of that energy, we're trying to concentrate on the actual deadbolt. If I can generate, say, 500 pounds of energy, and then I can concentrate it in a small area where that deadbolt is going into the door frame, I'm absolutely going to be able to defeat the door frame. So that's why I like something like this, because having this in conjunction with the longer screws so that we can actually secure this to the structural wood that's going around the door frame, it absolutely has the potential to help in a big, big way. Let's move on to the next feature. So I do like that, and we're going to test this. We're not just going off of what they're saying. I've got some SWAT teams lined up. I've got some firefighters lined up, and we're going to test this. We're going to test it in commercial settings and residential. We're going to start with residential though. So here was the next feature, and I really like this. It instantly turns any room into a safe room. I kind of like that, because when you're talking about at-home safety, somebody's trying to do a home invasion, meaning they're trying to break into the home while you're inside, you've got your children inside. A lot of people, their safety plan includes everybody kind of congregating or meeting in, say, the master bedroom closet, or some people who have an actual safe room, they're meeting in a safe room. Now, what constitutes a safe room? Obviously, you need a door that's capable of keeping people out. So most of your interior doors are not going to be a good option. However, an exterior door is a great option. So if you want to turn, say, your closet into a safe room, just swap that interior door for an exterior door. You can get those at Home Depot. And in conjunction with deadbolts and flip locks, yeah, I definitely think that you can create a safe room in a big way. If it's having a hard time if the flip lock works and it makes it where bad guys have a hard time getting into your house, they're gonna have a real hard time getting into your safe room as well. So it says flip lock flips, drops, and locks in a second, turning your room into a safe room. Flip lock is unpickable, unbreakable, and installs at any height. Place it higher than a toddler can reach. Okay, for their safety. Set appropriate height for kids and adults, meaning you want to make sure that it's not too high where your children who might be 6, 10, 12 years old and understand when it's, appropriate to use this. You want to make sure they can access it. You want to make sure grandma can access it, stuff like that. I'm 6'5", so I got to keep that in mind because everybody else is like 5, 6 and below. So okay, Flip Lok is also wheelchair friendly and ADA compliant. So this is really good. I mean, think about it. You're talking about for $40, you can actually turn rooms into a safe room. You can turn bedrooms into a safe room. Like, this opens up a lot of opportunities when we're talking about options regarding keeping our family safe, especially when you're talking about if someone is in the home. I don't want to just have one safe room, especially when I have access to something like this. And this is $40 damn. This is $40. Come on, man. Buy 3 of them. You spend $120. Secure your front and rear door or front and back door, and then maybe another door within the house to create a safe room. Man, this is huge. Next one, installs in less than 5 minutes. I can agree with that. This looks very simple to install. Hand tools. It says Flip Lok works on any inward swinging door and left to right opening doors. I'm looking specifically at the inward swinging one. So if you have an outward one, buy the outward version. Set your height, insert the screws, and you are done. Flip Lok operates with no electronics, no batteries, and is always ready and failure proof. No need to replace your current door system. So that's really good. When you look at some of the options out there, you're going to have to do a little bit more of a substantial install, including modification, permanent modification to your door frame. I like this because you're just sinking in some screws. The other thing that I love about it, again, no electronics, no batteries. I have cameras that have to be recharged. It's convenient having the cameras. They're wonderful, but it sucks when I have to recharge the camera. So technology, or recharge the battery for the cameras. Technology is great, but it usually requires a little bit more maintenance. I love stuff like this because it's affordable. You can install it, and servicing it is like zero. You don't have to do anything. It's installed and it's there and it's ready for you when you need it. I don't have to worry about electronics and batteries. Thank the Lord. And I ain't got to worry about nobody breaking into, you know how it is with electronics, especially if you have cameras in your house and stuff is on the cloud. I'm tired of my information being on the cloud. I don't want nothing else in the cloud. So I love the simplicity of this Flip Lok. Man, they protected me all the way around the house and online. Let's go. Okay, next feature. It's made from industrial grade aluminum and stainless steel. I figured it was CNC machine just looking at it, and I love that. I love CNC machining because you're usually going to have more precise parts. And when you're talking about something like this that could potentially be high use, you flipping it back and forth over and over and over again, craftsmanship has to be good, especially when we're talking about something that's designed to protect life. Let me read this real quick. Flip Lok Home has a tensile strength of 27, which is 557 PSI, pounds per square inch. Structural steel is rated between 400 and 500 pounds per square inch. No intruder is going to get into your safe room. They're using a tensile strength of 27, which is 557 pounds per square inch. Apparently, structural steel is a little bit lower than that. So this should be very strong. I love it too because of it's aluminum. If you're having to store it, if this is outside or something like that, I'm not worrying about oxidation, meaning acid rain, things like that, it being exposed to the elements and me having to worry about the actual part itself or the components, the bolts and screws and stuff like that, getting rusted and, you know, losing structural integrity. All right. Last feature, Flip Lok is mom owned and operated. Anna Rieger, mom and stepmom to 7, and her husband John invented Flip Lok after an active shooter hit too close to home. Too often, women and family members are not safe and protected in their own homes. Their goal was to create a simple and universal solution for security in the home, school, and office. Flip Lok has a commercial version and is available for schools and school districts. Flip Lok is a certified woman-owned business. Absolutely love every second of that. And what I love about it is we're not dealing with the big corporations who just care about the money and the bottom line. From what it looks like this is a company ran by a family that was inspired to create this out of concern. And I found that some of the absolute best inventions, period, were created out of necessity. So big shout out to you, Anna Rieger, for bringing a true solution to the marketplace, especially in our schools, but definitely in our homes as well. We're far more likely to be a part of a home invasion than a school shooting. Okay, guys, so in conclusion, extremely excited about this product. I'm excited because it's solving a real issue. When we're at home, we're expected to feel, you know, protected. We're expected to feel comfortable within our home. We should be able to let our guard down. But honestly, you know, really the only tools that we have available prior to stuff like this from Flip Lok was your deadbolt, was your general normal door handle that has a little bitty lock in it. I told you, I can't, every single burglary call, not every single, but if the door was kicked in, majority of the time the deadbolt was still hanging out. It was the door frame that was defeated. So I love that this can actually solve that problem. You don't have to mess with your lock or anything. Install this. This is kind of inconspicuous. It's not some big glaring thing on your wall and you're looking at it going, man, that looks horrible. So it looks good. It's affordable. The last company that we did a little bit of work with that was similar to this, the price point was $120 something. And then on top of that, the install was way more involved. And that's literally what turned off a lot of the people, the cost and how easy it was to install. Speaking of install, you can probably install this with hand tools. You probably need some kind of drill or something so you can sink these long bolts and they can go, or long screws so they can get in that they're long enough so they can screw in far enough so they can tap into those 2x4s that are sandwiched around the door frame. That's where you have to get these screws to get to. I love that there's no electronics. There's no batteries. There's nothing to go dead. And speaking about electronics and batteries, when we're usually talking about things that are used for protection in and around the home, you're talking about like video cameras. Video cameras are great. But then now I'm on the cloud. My information is on the cloud, and that stuff gets stolen all the time. So it's kind of cool. Flip Lok's protecting and keeping folks out my house, but they also keeping folks out my bank account, and I'll keep my stuff off the internet. You don't need the internet. You don't need nothing special. The last thing, I love just how easy it is to use. This is easy. This is something that I can train my young son on. This is something that you can train your children on. Hey, sounds like somebody's trying to get in the house, whatever your drill is, all you got to do, son, daughter, is run up and flip it over. It's that easy. They don't need a degree to use it. It's easy to understand. It's easy to know whether or not it's in the unlock position or the lock position. It's super easy to see it. I love this. I love the craftsmanship. It's CNC machined out of aluminum. All the other parts are stainless steel, so I'm not worrying about if this is mounted outside, even if that's a thing. I don't have to worry about corrosion. Stainless steel and aluminum are highly corrosive resistant. So when I'm thinking about the longevity of this is probably something that I can install one time and that's it. That's it. So I really, really, really hope that this can help you. I really do. We're not just stopping here. We just, this is all just kind of face value stuff. They sent this to me in the mail. Obviously, we talked about the concept prior to, and I was super excited from the word go once I heard how this worked. And now that I have it, I still feel really confident about this. Actually, I feel even more confident that this low-cost solution, easy to install, is something that's actually going to work. It's actually going to help keep somebody out. This is really good. So I really hope that this helped you. I hope it opened your mind up. If this is something that you saw and you're like, hell yeah, I need that now, there will be a link in the description. We do get a very small commission off of that. So if this is something that you want to buy and you also want to help support us, hope so. Don't be a weirdo. Buy it through the link. It does help us, and it shows Flip Lok that, hey, we're doing pretty good. We're talking about the product, all that kind of stuff. But yes, very good. You're going to be seeing more stuff about this. We're not just going through the features. We're actually about to test this. Got some SWAT friends of mine, some firefighter friends of mine. We're going to run this stuff through the ringer. We're going to install it on some doors. I'm gonna try to find some Bruce Lees that know how to actually kick. And we're going to kick the door. We're going to see if that works. We're going to use a battering ram, see if we can defeat it with that. We're going to test the residential and the commercial one. But another thing is we're going to get my firefighter friends in front of it, make sure that they understand that stuff like this is out on the market, because, firefighters are trying to get in to save your life. They need to know how to get around this stuff. I've already seen plenty of literature on firefighters already very familiar with this. This is not going to be something that's hard to get around without a problem, but firemen need to know about it. Please let me hear your comments below. Let me know what you think about this. Does this seem like just another little something that a cash grab, something that looks like it might work but it really doesn't? Do you have experience with stuff like this or similar to this? I want to hear about it. Put it in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think this could actually be a real solution for your home? Do you really think that something like the commercial one, something like this commercial one, could really be a solution at your children's school? Could really be a solution at your where you work? Where it's a commercial business. Do you think something like this will work? And stay tuned for the video on this. We're going to do a separate video on the Flip Lok. That's the commercial version. It's just a little bit different, but I really felt that it deserved its own video. So yeah, let me hear about it. Let me know what you think. If you have one already, let's hear it below. When you do buy it, let's hear it below. We love you guys. Be safe out there. This is the first video of 2025, and we're starting off with a bang. Love you. Peace.